Kimberly, can you introduce yourself and give us a list of your most recent books?
My name's Kimberly Biggerstaff, and I'm an Air Force veteran, 9 years, 9 months, and 3 days in the Air Force as a security policewoman, law enforcement. And
tell us all about your book and how the inspiration for your character who's in the OSI.
so I had a dream, literally, and this character came to me. And I just decided to sit down and write out that thought, that character, and develop it. And it was actually pretty easy. It came, and I just couldn't stop writing. I have the series, Operation Running Brook is the first in the series. I call it the Sam Barrett Ops. It's about a female Air Force OSI agent. OSI is the same, NCIS. Most people are familiar with NCIS, so that's what I compare it to. But that's the Air Force has OSI, Office of Special Investigations. So she's a OSI officer, and she also works part-time for the CIA, doing some work. And it's the series is all about her missions and what she goes through life. And it gets into some family drama, and it's a little different. But there's right now I have out 11 books, Kindle and paperback on Amazon. And then I've also written some standalone novels. Although the character Samantha Barrett does show up in every single one of my books, I have a difficult time letting go of that character. I understand how authors have a hard time sometimes killing off a character in a book, and so Samantha Barrett shows up in all my books. But I do have some standalone novels. You don't have to read the whole series. They're grandma approved. My 105-year-old grandma does read some of my books. So I've got Love at Haley's Comet is my most recent novel, or it's a novella. It's short. They're double-spaced, easy to read. So there's romance and there's crime in there as well. So they all have different elements in there, but mostly crime. I say romance, and that kind of turns people off, some of the guys off. But there is action and drama in all of them.
Can you tell us a little bit on how and where we can find your books? You have a website or Facebook and stuff?
I do have a website, KimberlyBiggerstaff.com, but that'll send you to a link in Amazon. I have all the books you can find on Amazon, Kindle, ebooks, or paperback. And some of the standalone novels you can also find not in Barnes & Noble, but on their website. You can order paperbacks from Barnes & Noble if you prefer that way.
When did you begin writing, and you got any tips for any other veterans that may want to put their book out, or aspiring authors?
I only started a couple years ago. Like I said, I had that dream and just started doing it, and published that first novel or book in 2022. Like the first one's not very long, but that story grew. So it just took off. And as far as other authors, take a chance, write it down. I have a greater respect for other authors, musicians, and artists. It is hard to put yourself out there. And with the Sam Barrett Ops, it's written under a pseudonym, Alex A. Jameson. But on the Amazon site, I am like a co-author. So you can find it under my name as well. But I was a little shy at first. But I've gained, after doing this for a couple years now, and my fellow veterans have helped me, because most of the time I just come to the conventions to sell the books. But I do encourage people just got an idea, put it down. You know, all you can do is try. And Amazon makes it real easy just to upload a manuscript. And I use Canva for my covers and make them myself. I probably have spent a little more in the advertising, you know, and the promotional items. I have little pins, you know, little giveaways, and you know, then I make. I don't make a whole lot, but it's fun, you know, and it can be an outlet too. Writing can be an outlet for those veterans or family members that you know, need to get their feelings out. You know, so I say just go for it, try it, and don't worry about the any reviews or anything. Don't read the reviews, so, unless you have very thick skin. Sometimes those can be, you know, not so nice.
All right. Any last thoughts about your book, or which one would you like readers to start on?
Well, this one's about Lex's story is about an Air Force intelligence officer who has to root out a mole. CIA contacts him. He's an Air Force sniper. Yes, the Air Force does have snipers. Some of the guys tease me about that. But yes, the Air Force has snipers, and he goes on a mission to root out a mole. And again, there's a mission, there's drama, a little bit of war in there, Ukraine, kind of, you know, recent conflicts. So a little bit of that, and then it gets into the family drama and some of that. But this is a good one to start off with, and there's a second part. It continues on. Any of them. I mean, I like all my books, but you know, what author doesn't say that?
All right. Thank you so much.